Imagine pressing a reset button on aging, your brain sharper, bones stronger, organs rejuvenated. Well, Chinese scientists may have just taken the first real step toward that possibility. In a study published in Cell, researchers infused genetically engineered human stem cells into elderly monkeys, and the results were jaw-dropping. Better memory, healthier organs, even restored fertility. So, does this mean the fountain of youth is finally here? Or is it just another overhyped lab result? Stick with me, because we're about to dive into the science, the risks, and what this could mean for our future. Aging isn't just wrinkles and gray hair. At the cellular level, it's chaos. DNA damage, stem cell exhaustion, inflammation, and the slow breakdown of every repair system we depend on. Modern science calls these the hallmarks of aging. They're interconnected. Once one fails, others spiral out of control. For decades, scientists have dreamed of interventions that could target multiple hallmarks at once, and stem cells seemed like the perfect candidate. But here's the catch. Normal stem cell therapies often don't last. The cells either die off, or even worse, sometimes cause tumors. That's why this new experiment matters so much. It may have solved the biggest problems holding anti-aging therapy back. So what did the Chinese team actually do? They engineered a new type of human stem cell called senescence-resistant mesenchymal progenitor cells, or SRCs. Here's the twist. They modified these cells to boost activity of a gene called FOXO3. Now, FOXO3 is no ordinary gene. It's often called a longevity gene. Variations of it are linked to long lifespans in humans, and it plays a key role in stress resistance and cell survival. Fun fact, Hydra, the tiny freshwater animals famous for being biologically immortal, also rely on FOXO proteins to keep their stem cells endlessly renewing. By enhancing FOXO3, the scientists essentially created super stem cells that resist aging stress. The test subjects? Elderly cynomolgus monkeys, roughly equivalent to humans in their 60s. For nearly a year, 44 weeks, they received intravenous infusions every 2 weeks. 3 groups were compared. One got saline, one got normal stem cells, and one got the engineered SRCs. The results? Astonishing. After treatment, the monkeys didn't just look healthier, their biology actually reversed in measurable ways. Memory boost. In cognitive tests, monkeys with SRCs performed far better, remembering food locations that others forgot. Brain scans confirmed less shrinkage and better connectivity between critical regions like the prefrontal cortex and hippocampus. Stronger bones. Imaging revealed that bone loss, similar to osteoporosis in humans, was actually reversed. Even dental bone looked more like that of younger monkeys. Organ rejuvenation. Across 61 tissues and 10 organ systems, more than half showed genetic signatures of youth restored. The hippocampus, colon, and reproductive tissues were especially rejuvenated. Fertility restored. Incredibly, some aged monkeys even showed renewed sperm production and healthier ovarian cells. At the cellular level, SRCs reduced the burden of senescent zombie cells, slashed inflammation, repaired DNA damage, and improved protein balance. Biological aging clocks estimated neurons were rejuvenated by 6 to 7 years, and eggs by about 5. And here's another kicker. The therapy worked not just through the cells themselves, but through exosomes. Tiny packets of proteins and RNA the SRCs released. These exosomes alone were able to rejuvenate neurons, liver, and ovarian cells in lab tests. This isn't just organ repair. It's a body-wide reset. It's hard not to get excited. But let's pump the brakes for a moment. Yes, monkeys are closer to humans than mice, and this is the first study to show long-lasting anti-aging effects in primates. But we're still far from human applications. Here's why. Safety. Stem cell therapies can sometimes cause uncontrolled growth, essentially cancer. While no tumors appeared here, we need long-term tracking. Complexity. Aging isn't one disease. It's hundreds of processes happening at once. Rejuvenating one system doesn't guarantee a longer lifespan, only better health during life. Ethics and access. If anti-aging stem cells work in humans, who gets them first? The ultra-rich, military programs, medical tourism hubs? But here's a hopeful note. The researchers found that exosomes from SRCs carried much of the rejuvenating effect. Exosomes could be developed into therapies that are safer, easier to deliver, and less ethically fraught than whole stem cell injections. And remember, other breakthroughs are happening too. Just recently, German researchers identified a receptor, GPR133, that can reverse bone loss in mice. Combined with advances in senolytic drugs and gene therapy, we may soon see a whole toolkit of anti-aging strategies. Now, here's where I want to step back. This isn't just about living longer. It's about what it means to live better. Imagine a world where 70 feels like 40, where dementia, osteoporosis, and organ failure are not inevitable but optional. But are we ready for that world? If people live much longer, what happens to retirement, to healthcare systems, to the environment? Will this deepen inequality if only the wealthy can afford it? Or could it free billions of people from decades of suffering? Science is advancing faster than policy, philosophy, and culture. That's the real challenge. So, what do you think? Are these super stem cells the first step toward true anti-aging medicine? Or are we chasing a dream that nature will never fully allow? Let me know in the comments. Would you take a treatment that could roll back your biological age by 10 years if it were available today? If you enjoyed this deep dive, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that bell. We cover the future of science and tech every week. And trust me, you won't want to miss what's coming next.